Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Alicia. Today is something a little bit different because I'm going to go over Noom, which is a weight loss program. I am going to try to put timestamps in the description. Thank you to Nancy. It was super easy. I never knew, and no wonder when I Googled how to do it, it was so easy that I don't even think people would even make a video on how to do it. So I'm going to try to have those timestamps down below. I'm going to start with kind of my why. How did I get to Noom, which will be a little bit kind of like my Weight Watcher journey. And then I'm going to go into what is Noom, the positives, any negatives, and then at the very end, fingers crossed it worked. I took a screencast on my phone and I will show you the app. So that is what we have in store. If you don't want to stay for my intro, just go ahead to the timestamps and jump to the what is Noom. So how did I get to Noom? So if you've been on my channel for a while, I have been a Weight Watcher person. I lost 75 pounds on Weight Watchers. I kept it off until I was pregnant and my father died. Since then, I've been struggling with Weight Watchers, and it works for a little bit, but then it doesn't work. If you do the program, it works. For me personally, every 2 years when Weight Watchers tweaks their program, for me personally, it's been harder and harder to live and eat the way they want you to eat. Again, these are all just my personal feelings. I felt very restricted, very stuck in the like grilled chicken, vegetable, potato, very healthy. So I commend, Weight Watchers for wanting to encourage you to eat very healthy. I would assume kind of Whole30, but I really don't even know what that is. But like, fruits, vegetables, lean meats. But I just felt very restricted and I didn't feel like I could fit it in my life. Certain things would be such high points that you would basically blow your week. And I follow a Weight Watcher group on Facebook. Just this week, they had somebody who was saying that they wanted a, Starbucks Frappuccino or something like that, 31 points. And so that they made their own at home. But 31 points would be, for some people, more than their whole day. And then they did have extra. But basically, if that's a treat you wanted, you basically couldn't really have it on Weight Watchers without blowing your week. And so, I spent, I feel like 7 years being very frustrated. And so I was getting desperate. I'd finally kind of accepted that I'm going to be at this weight. I have whatever. But then one night I think I was getting ready to maybe try calorie counting again. I hadn't liked calorie counting. I honestly don't even know. I couldn't sleep. It was 11 o'clock at night. I'm not even sure what I was looking up, but there was a link to Noom. And I'd heard about Noom before. One of my coworkers was on it. I remember at the time I was thinking, blah, blah, blah. It sounds ridiculous. I don't know. Anyway, I just remember not being impressed. I was hardcore at Weight Watchers. And I clicked on this on Noom. And that's kind of how I got there. I was just desperate. I needed to try something different. For me personally, Weight Watchers wasn't working. I had even tried to go back to one of their old programs using like a free app. But in this household, we like food. We want to have pizza. We want to have ice cream. I want pancakes on the weekend at a restaurant. And I just was finding it hard to fit those things in. So that's kind of how I got there. I was desperate. I feel like, I want to, I would like to lose about, 30 pounds, but I also don't want to give up going to a restaurant, having the, whatever. And I just wasn't able to do that anymore with Weight Watchers personally. So that's kind of my why. And up next will be more about Noom. All right, so let's talk about Noom. As I had said, I had clicked on this article. I don't think it was really an article. Maybe it was an article about Noom. I don't know. Either way, that led me to the Noom site. And they don't really have like a web page. It's really app based. So you can go to the web page and take their quiz sort of questionnaire thing, but then they're going to direct you to download an app. So it is an app based program. It's a weight loss program. Now they have a weight loss program and they have a mood program. And I'm not sure whether the mood also does weight loss. So I am on the weight loss program at this point. And I will say there's a lot of websites when you go on them, they immediately want you to put your email in. And then for me, that's a turnoff. I never do. Noom almost hooks you because there is a lengthy quiz. Like they're asking you questions, all this stuff. I feel like 20 or 30 questions. So you're kind of like, if you stay along for all those questions, it's almost like they know you're going to be invested. Now, I will say, if you're ever interested in signing up for Noom, pay attention to those questions and answer them how you want them to be answered. I was doing this at 11 o'clock at night. I was tired. I really wanted to be asleep. And I didn't realize it was going to lock me in. So it kind of locks you in, and I haven't found a way to go back and retake my quiz. So just know that. So it brings you all these questions, and then you can sign up. So Noom itself has a reading component. You can commit to I think it's 1 to 3 minutes. There's 4 categories. And really, honestly, if I were you, I would sign up for the most. It's going to give you the articles. Even if you picked, you only want to read 1 to 3 minutes a day, it'll give you access to all of the articles. 13 to 16 minutes is the max number of minutes per day. And that's what I'm set at. And honestly, I really feel like it's less than 10 minutes. I'm a fast reader, so I mean, if you're a slow reader, it might take you that full amount of time, but I'm pretty sure it's 8 minutes or less for me. And I really like the daily reading. It kind of puts little nuggets in your head. It kind of I don't know, inspires you, keeps your mind focused on, yes, I'm here to be healthy and lose weight. If this was your first time ever trying to lose weight on a program, I don't know if the articles would be enough for you, but I feel like at this point I'm almost a pro at trying diets and things. So I didn't necessarily, I don't need much structure. So there's daily reading, and then they give you a range of calories for the day. And I like that. They stress basically being consistent, making an effort. I can't think of their words, but they are not stressing on perfection. So they give you a range. And I believe my range, my first 2 weeks will end tomorrow as I'm filming this. And I believe I started out around 2,000, and my range went really high that first, and I think maybe they're being nice to you in that first week to kind of settle you in, but I think it went really high, 2,800 calories. And I just naturally came in right at the low end of my range. Personally, I'm not sure I would have lost much weight had I ate at my high end, but they give you a range. But I like that because not every day you're going to be perfect. And so I really like that they're stressing basically living a life and not perfection. I don't know whether it's their reading. I tried to watch some YouTube videos on Noom. I was trying to pick up tips and tricks, but there was lots of negative videos, and they were mostly from 2 years ago. And some of them were blasting slower weight loss. And I think if I remember from reading some of the articles, they're kind of selling more of a 1 pound per week. And I don't really know if that's true yet. We'll see long term. That was some of the negatives, is people didn't think they were losing weight fast enough. So I think maybe you're going to lose weight slower, but in a way that's more sustainable. If you're losing 5 pounds a week, can you maintain that forever? So slow weight loss may be a thing. I don't know. Now, I will say they have lots of different add-ons. And so I'll get to that. That's kind of one of the cons. There is a Noom guide where theoretically you can message somebody, they can message you. I think I've only gotten 2 messages from them, and they seemed very generic. If they were from a real person, it seems like there's a person at the computer that literally selects everybody and then sends a message. I mean, it was very generic. Here's some examples of green foods. And they do color code their food. They have green, yellow, and red, and they encourage you to eat a certain percentage of your diet. Personally, I ignore that part. They really, in the beginning of the article, sell you hard on eating green foods, which of course are healthy. Fruits and vegetables are healthy, but I feel like they're always selling grapes. Grapes would not fill me up. They would probably give me a sugar crash, but to me, grapes would be a nice side for like a lunch or something. So I don't know if I could eat all the green foods. So they give you that. But so I'm getting going here or there. So the Noom guide, honestly, I can't say whether it's a real person or not. It seems very robotic. I have asked the Noom guide questions, and so I don't think it necessarily is a robot. I did get an answer to my question. Basically, can I change my quiz? And they really didn't. They basically said, no, they don't think so. So the Noom guide for me doesn't seem to be very helpful. I have not been getting, like I said, many messages. I got 2, and it was more just generic, like here's information on the program. But theoretically, you could message them and they will answer you back. I don't know. Somewhere in your daily like articles or quizzes, you could pick Noom Guide, which they recommend, or you could go to a one-on-one coach. I had went back and changed the one-on-one coach. Nothing changed. So I don't know. I find that part of the program where you're supposed to have like personalized people messaging you. I don't know whether I've missed something, done something wrong, but nobody seems to be messaging me. Again, it's only been the first 2 weeks. And I know in some of the videos that I had watched, one of the complaints was that they had to get to know their person like 3 times in a year because their person quit. I've gotten to know nobody. So I don't know if they're still assigning Noom guides or not. Nobody said, hi, my name's blah, blah, and I'm your Noom guide. It was just a generic message that honestly, it was not personalized. It wasn't like, hi, Alicia, here's an article for you to read. It was really felt like they were just mass sending it to everyone. And they do give you gold stars. And you can see it up at the top, but I love how it's kind of there, I guess, so you can feel like you checked a box, but they don't make too big of a thing of it, so like you feel bad if you didn't. But you need to do 3 things in order to get your gold star for the day. You need to log your food for all your meals, you need to weigh in, and you need to do your reading. Now, they really emphasize weighing every day. They claim it'll give you a better relationship with the scale. And I was very, very, very skeptical at first. And I'm still, we'll see how that goes. For me, I was really convinced I don't think that was going to be healthy to weigh every day. I am more of a once a week. Their rationale is that bodies fluctuate, that if you stayed within your calories, just because you're up, clearly you didn't eat the extra 3,000 calories you needed to eat to gain a pound. So it's just water weight. Maybe you ate a lot of salt. So they're claiming that weighing every day gives you a healthy outlook. Now, my first week, I was losing weight pretty much every time I weighed in. And then it stayed the same. One day it gained one day. And honestly, when I see a gain, it triggers something in my mind. Like I get frustrated. I want to see it going down. So that's why I really wasn't sold on weighing in every day. And I really have to say they might have been right. So I didn't weigh in every day, but I basically at this point pretty much am weighing in every day. I skip a day every now and then. And I think it's helped me because this week I've been pretty much staying the same. And I'm kind of okay with that. Like, I really sort of see that this is more of a healthier lifestyle. And so the jury's still out on weighing every day, but I really feel like this is teaching you how to eat every day, sort of, I don't know, manage your budget. And for me, it's doable. It's really, really doable. All right, I have been stopping the camera just if maybe that will help me do the timestamp. So now let's do some Noom positives. And for me, the biggest is I feel like it's doable. And, I've lost weight and I've eaten out a lot. I've had lots of treats. So My first week, I lost 3.8 pounds. Now that's probably, whenever you're first on a diet, you lose more weight. That's just how it goes. And I was coming off of a vacation where I'd gained weight and I wasn't eating well. So I think 3.8 for that week is probably higher than normal. We will see what I weigh in at tomorrow. But this second week, I'm pretty much should get a pound or so, like a pound, maybe 1.2 pounds off. So I'm happy with that because for the first time, I feel like I could do this forever. And I've had that feeling before on other diets, but I really feel like this time it's doable. I don't know. For whatever reason, I didn't ever could wrap my head around calorie counting. Like I really just loved that Weight Watchers had extra points. But I feel like on Weight Watchers, I was just keeping my kind of gorging, binging habits. I would eat really well Monday through Friday, and then I would take all my points and kind of gorge on the weekend. And I would still lose weight, but I don't think that was healthy. And so this time with Noom, I really like their articles. They call your kind of like, I don't know the words they use, but your crazy, irrational, like craving, they call it your elephant and how you should be nice to your elephant. You need to treat your elephant. You can't just lock your elephant in a closet. And I really, basically, that's what I did. Monday through Friday, I locked my elephant in the closet. And then Saturday, Sunday, I let my elephant out and my elephant went crazy. So in the last 2 weeks, I feel like I have brought my elephant out. He's just with me every day. And I basically have been able to eat what I want, stay within my calories, and lose weight. And so for me, the biggest positive, and this could be, I don't think it's necessarily Noom specific, but that you can eat your calories however you want. And as long as you stay within them, you're going to lose weight. So for me, the variety, I have so much more variety, whereas there were so many things off the table before. So I just love the variety. And I like how their program automatically adds half the calories back in. So if you log exercise and they deem it like a 300 calorie workout, they automatically add 150 to your daily total. Now, you could not clearly ignore those if you wanted. Also, it syncs with your Fitbit, and I think not just Fitbit, I think there's other things that you can sync with it. And then based on your step count, and I don't know their formula, and it only has happened like when I went on a hike. So usually, I mean, I guess if you walked a lot, it automatically adds half of those calories back. So I like that it adds it in automatically. I don't have to think about it. Let's see, what are some other ones? I also really like the readings. I really feel like they give you a nugget of inspiration. It helps give you food for thought. They're small, so you don't have to worry about it. So I am really, really liking Noom. And I feel like I am now treating myself every day versus gorging on the weekend. And so it's a lot more even keel. The cravings have honestly gone away. What would I want to crave? Because I'm able to eat anything I want. This brings me to, I know I've showed this book before, but this is Bethany Frankel's Naturally Thin. One of her biggest things in here is you can have whatever you want, but you can't have it all at once. Also, you can have whatever you want, but you can't have 5 pieces of chocolate cake. You can have a piece of chocolate cake, you know. And so I feel like Noom helps you with that because I have eaten so many crazy things in the last 2 weeks. Candy bars, cookies, brownies, pancakes on the weekends, cupcakes from Sprinkles, and I've lost almost 5 pounds. We'll see tomorrow whether I'm there or not. So I don't have to crave anything because if I do crave something, I can just eat it. Whereas I didn't feel like I could do that before. So many things on Weight Watchers, if I was going to eat it, it was just going to be a cheat day. I went to 2 birthday parties. I've had pizza there. I did not have cake yesterday because we already had cookies that day. But the week prior, I had pizza and a piece of cake. Normally for me, birthday parties are just I accept that I'm going to eat bad and just, who cares? It's a birthday party. I didn't have to do that with Noom. I can plan ahead. And I do think what probably makes Noom different is the articles every day. And so I like that. I think that you could probably get something similar with a calorie counting app. But when I was looking at those, a lot of those cost money now to get the full suite of what they offer. So I don't know, maybe after a year, I will just go to regular calorie counting. But right now, I am really loving Noom. Just the variety of food has been astounding. I love hummus and pretzels. And I really felt like on Weight Watchers, even though that's probably not accurate, I couldn't have it on a regular basis. It just didn't fit in. So again, so many things that we've had. We just had Chinese food with my uncle. And in the past, again, Chinese food was a meal that I just knew I was going to blow it out of the water. And then I would eat like 3 plates full or something crazy because we never had it. But I was able to have a plate of Chinese food. I had anything I wanted or whatever, a little bit of all the dishes we had. And I was able to count it and keep it in my day and have Chinese food without having to blow the thing. We will see how it goes in Indiana. I'm going home here in a little bit. And so we will see. But I've managed birthday parties. My uncle came from out of town to visit. I ate out, I think, every day for lunch that first week. Summers are hard for me. I'm off the routine because I'm on summer break. So there's a lot of like lunches with friends or things like that. During the school year, I'm more on it. So I just have really, really, really been loving this program. And I feel like this may be the ticket that I can do forever. I even am leery about even videoing some of this stuff because I feel like that puts pressure on me to like, I don't know, do better, stay on track. But anyway, I'll be back in just a second. All right, so let's talk about possibly some negatives with Noom. And one of them for me is that you can't change your quiz. Now, there may be rational reasons for them to do that, so you can't go in and game the system because they give you a formula on how they do the calories, but then I think they add like personalized tweaks. One of the things that I wish I could change is that you have to select how active you are. It starts with sedentary, and I don't know the names, but like I think there's 4 categories of activity level. One being like crazy, you do 2 hours a day kind of a thing. And I believe I selected the one above sedentary. And that's probably accurate and it's probably fine. So far it's been working. But in the summer, I am less active than I am at school. When I am teaching, I am walking all the time. I walk on my breaks. And in the summer, there's just more sitting. Taking my daughter to activities and I'm sitting there. So I wish I could go back and change to sedentary to see. Now, my husband thinks there's pros or cons to either. So I don't know, but I wish I had the option to change my activity level. Because their program already adds it in if you get steps, I feel like if had I selected sedentary, it would probably add the calories on the days I needed the calories added. I think there is a support button where you could actually like maybe reach out to like a customer service type thing. I haven't done that yet. I just wanted to give it time and see how it was working. But I do not like that you can't go back and take your quiz, especially because I took mine, like I was tired at night. Like I really wasn't focusing. I was just like answering them rapid fire, which maybe they're more honest that way. Also, there are lots of extras. And fingers crossed I can get that screenshot from my phone on here. I show you the extras and they're massive amounts of money. And so I don't like that there's so many extras that cost money. And they have an odd payment scheme. I feel like it's a scheme. So when you get to the end of the quiz and then it does this whole, you get 2 weeks for free to try it, but we would like kind of like a donation. $1, $3, maybe $8, $10, $18. I think 18 was the max. Basically like here, if you give us $18, that's really helping us give the program for those who really need it for free. I was like, what? I'm like, seriously? But I kind of ignored that. I got out of that, but then I came back. and then they offered it to me for free without any of that, like giving them a donation. And I recommend just don't give the guilt of giving a donation. Try it for 2 weeks for free. And then they will, after you do that, it'll break it down. If you wanted it monthly, it's $59 a month, which is crazy because I think Weight Watchers with meetings is about that. But then the best it gave me was 5 months for $136 or $156. So I think the best price it gave me at that moment was 5 months for like $156, which I think comes around to $32 a month. And I will say one of the calorie counting apps I was looking at, it's like $20 a month. So it's kind of, comparable. And so I'm like, fine. Some of those videos I had watched were basically like after they have, because I think they only have like a certain like 16 weeks of curriculum, and then I'm not sure what it goes to. And again, some of these videos I was watching were old. So they were basically like, it's really good for those 16 weeks, and then it kind of like goes downhill, which I don't know. It could have changed. So I was already kind of like thinking, okay, I'll give it the 16 weeks. And so that was fine, 5 months for like $156. But tomorrow was my day where it was going to charge me. So I just went in on my app to the payment and, do I have my phone on me? Yes. So let me see if I have that picture. Oh, I think I deleted them all. I had taken a screenshot. Darn, I had taken a screenshot. So I would recommend if you sign up for 2 weeks, not just, go back in a little bit later and it gives you better deals. So then all of a sudden there was like a 6-month breakdown, a 7-month breakdown. And so if I paid for 12 months, it was only like $190, which is what I did. I selected the 12-month plan because that makes it like $16 a month. And it was only like $30 more than my 5-month plan. So that's what I did. So I feel like there's a, and I really do think it's a scheme, because had I not gone back in, it would have charged me the 5 months for $156, when for $30 more, I could have gotten the year. So the more months you buy, the cheaper each month is. And after I did the 2-week trial, to be honest, when I went back into that payment scheme thing, I didn't even see the 1 month option. So I do think their pricing is a bit schemy. Maybe a negative, but it's not a negative for me. A lot of the other people were saying it's slow weight loss. I think it is what it is. I think at some point you have to have kind of body intuition, like you're only eating when you're actually hungry. So I can't speak to that right now. I'm happy with my weight or weight loss. And I'm kind of okay if it's 1 pound a week. Yes, that is very slow, but if it's something that you can live with and retrain your body, in the end, I think the slower being a negative can easily be turned into a positive. And another negative for me, which is, I think I'm okay with at this point, is you're kind of alone. I feel alone. We will see. I just got my group status today, and the people who run the groups, I guess, only work Monday through Friday. So maybe I will not be alone. But for these first 2 weeks, I feel like you're alone. Whereas in Weight Watchers, you have a meeting, you have people. So I personally have not gotten much use out of the Noom guide. The one-on-one, either you have to like click on something that I've not clicked on and I can't find, or there's no one-on-one for me. But again, we will see. The group thing just started, and that's kind of lousy in my opinion that they don't do it until the minute I clicked the 12-month option, boom, there was a group. So maybe they don't want to start if you aren't committed, but I think that's kind of unfair because you can't really see how it's going to be. So I kind of feel like you're kind of alone. Like if you are never been on a diet, never done this, I feel like you possibly need more than Noom is giving you. But I'm also old school. Whereas I think a lot of the younger folks are used to it being app-based. You do it on your own. Whereas I'm used to like going to a meeting at Weight Watchers, but I just can't do that anymore. Like I don't have time for that. And so I do really appreciate the Noom articles. And theoretically they have a group in the one-on-one. That jury's still out, but I feel like that's what really sets Noom apart, is that they have the articles. They have like a program, and it really has helped me rethink things. Overall, I have really liked Noom. only time will tell. But I have eaten so many crazy things this week, and I've lost weight. So right now I have lost, I think, 4.8 pounds. Tomorrow is my actual weigh-in for like my week 2. So it could be more, it could be the same. But I haven't had candy bars and things like that. And I know that's probably not the best way to eat overall. But I haven't been able to have candy bars when I'm not like on an on-track day for years, I feel like. And so I am really happy with this program so far. I feel like nothing's off the table. I can eat whatever. Now, of course, as you lose weight, your calories go down. So that's going to change, but as it should. But right now, I really do feel like I can stick with it. So that's my little 2 weeks on Noom. So far, I am happy. Anyway, thank you guys so much for sticking around, and I will talk to you soon. All right, I just remembered that I had this sitting here. This is a cookbook, and I just ordered another one. They have them on Amazon, like $9. They're fairly old. Taste of Home Comfort Food Diet. And they have different versions. And this is ready to go in basically the recycling bin. Because what I do is I just take out the recipes. And I have maybe 8 or so recipes. And honestly, that's all I found out of this, which I think, depending on your taste, you would find more or less. But for me, they're 8 gems. And this was something that many years ago, probably 10 years ago, I could use on Weight Watchers. Each recipe was about 5 to 7 points, sometimes 8 or 9. Anymore, it's just gotten crazy. And so they basically take like beef stroganoff and make it healthier. My daughter ate it, wanted seconds, and that never happens. Like, she's like a chicken nugget person. And so I really like that they kind of take different things and make it healthier. And they often have pictures with the calories, and most things in here, like for the entree for dinner, is around 250 to 350 for the calories. So that makes it very nice and fits in. And so I love these. And again, I have been so excited. We have cooked, I think, at least 4 recipes out of here in the last 2 weeks, whereas I couldn't really do it before. And again, part of that could have been my fault. But to me, part of that is I appreciate that, Weight Watchers is trying to make things like you make healthier options, but it needs to be realistic. So I'm so excited that I get to pull this out and make actual recipes and stay on track. So, and again, sorry for my second exit, but thank you so much, and I will talk to you soon. All right, I am going to show you Noom, and I'm hopefully going to be able to add this to the end of my YouTube video. So they have it done by day. So you can see up here, it is Sunday when I'm filming. Now, I will say up until today, I had around 2,000 calories at my bottom weight loss zone. And today, randomly, it was like 1,680. So at the top, it shows you your calories. They give you a weight loss zone. And then you have today's course, which today there were only 2 things and they were very small. And so normally there's 4 or 5 articles to read. I selected like the 13 to 16 minute time frame. Personally, I think they probably take me less than 10 minutes. So you have your articles to read, which I really like. It's kind of almost like daily affirmations or something, where it puts a little nugget, about health or eating, and they're short, so you could do them anytime. I do them in the morning before I ever get out of bed. Then you have where you can log your food, you weigh in, you can set a walking goal. I forget what they start you at, and then if you achieve it, theoretically, they will every day or every week up it like 200. I just manually set it, and then you can track your water. If you hit track more, you can add exercise. This is where you weigh in. I don't have a blood pressure or blood glucose thing, and nor do I want to. They also have recipes. Honestly, I haven't used the recipes, but they do have recipes. And then if you click on here, you see your calories for the day. You can log breakfast, morning snack, lunch, afternoon snack, dinner, evening snack. At the end, you finish the day. I don't really know. You can analyze it. This is where it tells you green, yellow, or red. I ignore this mainly because according to this thing, I'm definitely not necessarily eating the way they want me to. So I just ignore this, and I'm kind of glad that it's hidden so you don't have to, think about it. If we go back to Saturday, see, I didn't notice that on Saturday I had the same thing, but this is like an example of one of the articles. So if we click on it, it's talking about motivational tip. And I really love how they talk about your inner elephant. So they kind of take, instead of you being bad or whatever, you have this inner elephant who's, craving different things. And then there's a little article for you to read, and you can just kind of go through it. And I really like it. The articles, sorry. So like on this day, there were all of these little articles and you could read. There are lots of quizzes on this. So like they quiz your knowledge, which is kind of annoying, but at the same time, it's like, again, it refreshes your memory on certain things. So if we go over here, just today, it opened up where there's like my group. Now, nothing has happened. It just says house rules. So I'm interested to see how that goes. Let's see, there's the library. So it has a few articles, so you could go through and, look at the different articles. Prior to filming this, because I haven't filmed my actual video on Noom, I really had no idea how they calculated my budget. So that's interesting. So I'm going to come back and actually read this. It kind of gives you information on how they calculated that. So that's interesting. So there are little articles in your library. So anyway, this is what that looks like. And I like it. Let's see, add-ons. They have lots of add-ons, and I don't do any of the add-ons if it's going to load. So they have a custom meal and workout plan. It's like $49 a month. I don't know what that would give you or not. I personally don't need it. Custom workout alone is $29. Custom meal plan alone is $49. And then a supportive partner is $29. So I honestly don't know anything about those, and I honestly don't plan on using them. So that is what the app looks like.